All right, so I just seen my new therapist for the very first time. I came in the office. I'm not gonna lie, I had an attitude, not with her, but just with my situation. But I still was polite. But I'm just gonna tell you this right now. Her name is Danielle. She looks to be maybe some years younger than me. I'm 53. She looked like she might be in her maybe her 40s, maybe. And I thought she was a black girl, but she wasn't black. But that's not a big problem. But I don't know, cause honey, I'm gonna tell you like this: she was not ready. By the time I finished telling her how I felt, and she was asking me some questions too, about how I felt, what made me feel this way. And I kind of touched base on a little bit of the main problems that I feel like I have. So, just to get to know her, man, by the time I was through talking to that woman, honey, she was red. Yeah, so that's crazy.
Late when cleaning up and letting other places go over your work.
But they hurry up, close the door. It's cold. Yes, she was red. And I had to say, I said, I'm sorry for giving it to you all at once. And we both fell out. And she was like, yeah. She's like, that's a bit much. Now, when the therapist tell you that, I had already forewarned her. I told her, I said, I was sent here by another therapist who I've had for like 3 or 4 years, on and off. I said, and she felt like you guys would be a better place for me to go because she felt like their counseling sessions weren't enough for me. I needed more. And she suggested you guys. So now I'm here. And when I finished telling that woman this is our first visit. When I finished telling her what little bit that I was able to give her in an hour, I'm telling you, her whole face was flushed red, and the cheeks was really red. But one good thing came from it was we did have a really good laugh. And I just found out some stuff that I need to do to excuse me, to finish getting set up here, with the place that I'm going to. So that was crazy. When I looked over and see how red she was, I feel bad, but hey, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to be where you want to be, or at least try to get where you halfway trying to get. You can't just be like, screw it, I'm having problems and I'm not finna go try to deal with them. You know what I mean? And I could have stayed home and stayed in the bed today because my sciatic nerve is kicking my butt. I'm tired. It's cold out here. But you know what? I really want to fight for my mental health. So I got to do what I got to do to get where I want to be. And I just want to be at peace. Like one of her questions was like, where do you want to be in a year with your mental health? And I told her, I was like, things have been so crazy with my mental health at this time. I don't even know where I want to be. And then I thought about it a little bit and kind of knocked a chip off my shoulder, and I just was honest and was like, I would like to be in a place where I have more peace. No medication. I would like to not take medication. Like, I don't mind taking medication as long as it helps, but if I could get myself in a situation where I don't have to, I would like that a lot more. So, but yeah, it went pretty well. It went pretty good. And I'm glad I went. So I just had to give y'all that update. Man, I wish I could have had the camera on so y'all could have seen that lady. She was like, ooh, she was like, this woman got some stuff going on. But people don't know. It's not just me. Man, so many people going through so much stuff. Like, oh my goodness, some of the things that me and my girlfriends, or just me and some associates that talk every now and then, talk about, you would be amazed. You would be amazed to know. what a lot of people are going through, because it's a lot of stuff going on. And the sad part about it is, what about the people that don't say nothing about what they're going through? They just hurt and deal with their trauma in silence. Because the majority of what I talked to this lady about today, this is our first visit, the majority of what I told her about was stuff that happened 40 years ago. First visit, I'm discussing things that happened 40 years ago or over 40 years ago. That was where I first stepped into. You know what I mean? So, anybody that's suffering in silence, don't suffer in silence. Seek out a good therapist or somebody to talk to. Because if it don't work with me and her, I'm going to call them and I'm going to change my therapist. I've changed my case managers. It's nothing wrong with you standing up for your mental health, your well-being, you know what I mean? And if it's a situation of I'm not happy with my therapist, I don't think she's getting it, you know, find another one, or if you in a network of, psychologists, psychiatrists, and doctors, go to the head person. Look, could you give me somebody else? Because I'm not really happy with this person. Do not take your mental health for granted. Okay, y'all, I got to check for my ride. Talk to y'all later.